I've loved Daredevil ever since I was a kid, and you couple that with the fact that Chip Zdarsky is now writing this book, and I've heard nothing but good things about it, and I've done my best to stay away from any kind of spoilers regarding this particular series, but as always, got to start from the beginning, got to start from number one. But man, I missed a lot. I missed a lot of stuff prior to this that I had no idea about, like the fact that Daredevil, I should say Matt Murdock, had, I guess, become the mayor of New York at some point, and then Wilson Fisk is now the mayor of New York. And then just right before this book, I guess, I don't know if it was Daredevil or Matt Murdock himself, was in a really bad truck accident, and this is, I guess, the road to recovery for him. So we start off, he's at this bar, meets this woman, and, a little bit of chemistry and stuff between them, picks her up at the bar. But what's interesting that you see right off the bat, and I'll go ahead and zoom in because people are telling me that they want to see a little bit closer on this stuff. But you see here, taking some pain medication. Now, I don't know where this is going to lead, if there's going to be some kind of addiction, or if he's already addicted, or if that was something that they were establishing in the last Daredevil story arc prior to Chip Zdarsky's run here. But I'm interested to see where that goes. But he's having flashbacks of his dad, of course, growing up in the church, things like that. He ends up taking this woman home, picks her up, and he's kind of at this crossroads. So he's not a lawyer anymore either. That's what I'm finding out here from reading this. Not a lawyer, not practicing the law, and is just kind of in this headspace where he's, I guess, a little bit in a dark area of his life, doesn't know where he's going, doesn't know what direction he's going in, and is just kind of recovering, right? So he goes, and I'll go a little bit more forward here. This detective from Chicago comes to New York, joins NYPD, and is looking to kind of figure out what's going on. So somebody's been out in the streets beating up criminals pretty badly, and now apparently it's law that costume heroes can't be out there fighting crime. So this guy is like, well, he goes to this crime scene and finds out that a criminal was beaten up pretty bad, and is like, that, Daredevil had to have done this. So we see Matt Murdock get back out on the street as Daredevil, and it becomes pretty clear right off the bat, and you see it right here. And let me go ahead and focus in on that real quick just to show y'all really quick. Just bear with me so y'all can see it's obvious that he is not ready to return here to crime fighting on the street. He loses his footing, almost falls there. So it doesn't look like he's physically recovered enough to be out there fighting crime. And it becomes even more evident when he confronts these criminals, just three common thugs robbing up a place. And he fights them, but he starts to get whipped by them, and he gets beat up pretty badly, to the point where he almost gets taken out by them. So because of that, because of the fact that he's not up to par, this building ends up going up in flames too, and he's on this rooftop just really contemplating where he's at right now. He's just like, man, what is this? I've fought way bigger threats. I've even fought like the Hulk and a bunch of other like more skilled and superpowered villains and stuff, and I almost got taken out by just three common criminals. And it says a lot. To me, I don't know if Chip Zdarsky is basing this off of... I just started watching Daredevil. It's interesting. I just started watching Daredevil Season 3. And right off the bat, you have Matt Murdock in this place where he feels his body's broken and his mind is kind of there too. Is kind of in the same spot where he doesn't know what direction he's going in. He's kind of feeling sorry for himself a little bit, and maybe there's a little bit of that here. But the interesting thing about that, and this, of course, and this is where they parallel, is that maybe he's not ready to be out on the street just yet. In the very first episode, and I'm sorry for those of you that haven't seen Daredevil Season 3, but I hope you have by now, so I'm going to be spoiling that a little bit here too. But in the very first episode of Season 3, he goes back out on the street, doesn't have his Daredevil suit, so he does the whole, ninja mask thing on his head, once again, goes back out on the street, fights criminals, but he gets tuned up by some of them for a little bit. He's able to save the people that he goes out there to initially save, but he gets tuned up, and there's a certain point where he wants them to just take him out. He just sits there and says, like, come on, like, just do it. They end up leaving. He ends up leaving. I'm not saying that this Matt Murdock is there where he just wants to die, but it's pretty clear that he's not ready to be back out on the street. It doesn't seem like he's ready. He's not mentally ready, and he doesn't seem to be physically ready. So I guess to a degree his mind might be a little bit more willing in this from the way it's portrayed, but his body is not in sync there. It's not in sync with his mind, and that's pretty much apparent. The way this ends, and I'm not going to show the last page here because, due to copyright reasons, but the way this pretty much ends is there's a news report that comes on. Fisk is watching it, finds out that one of the thugs that Matt Murdock stopped has apparently died due to his injuries. So that's why he's smiling here, because he's the mayor of town. He knows he knows Daredevil is like his arch nemesis, or I should say everybody knows Daredevil's his arch nemesis, and he's just kind of pleased with the fact, okay, he killed somebody. This guy died as a result of what Daredevil did, so I'm going to nail him. So that's where it kind of ends, and it's off to a fantastic start. Just kind of explosive, and it's like, oh man, Matt Murdock didn't mean to kill this guy, but now this guy is dead, supposedly as a result of the injuries inflicted on him by Daredevil. That's what we're led to believe here. Now, of course, I'm sure it'll probably turn out there's more to it than that, because it doesn't seem that way initially. But if it is because of that, that's going to take Daredevil in an area that he's never been before. He's never really killed anybody, at least as far as I know, unless there's something I missed in these prior iterations of Daredevil, in these prior volumes of Daredevil that I'm completely missing here. But he's never killed anybody. But this is an interesting thing, because if this guy is dead due to the fact that, the injuries he sustained because of Daredevil, how is that going to play out? Like, what's going to happen to Matt Murdock mentally? It's already apparent that he's not there 100% mentally. How much more damaging is this going to be to his psyche? So, great book. Recommend it. Pick it up if you haven't already. I'm sure those of you that are watching this video have probably already read it anyways, but if you haven't, there's still time to pick this up. I picked this up at the comic book shop, but wow, really good. Enjoy it. Can't wait to read the next one. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Until next time, you know how it goes. I appreciate all of you that have been watching these videos so far. Please like, share them, whatever. Let me know what you think. If there's any recommendations that you have, of course, let me know in the comment section below. Until next time, you know how it goes. The hunt continues.